This is A-Game, fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what I got for you today is a short clip that it's a little heartbreaking a little bit when you hear what's going on, and which is why I titled Black Women Have Doomed This Next Generation. Like, they out of here with this type of mindset. And, you know, this still goes along with the whole sexual market value and how young Black girls are introduced to the concepts of sex, family, children, marriages, relationships, all of these sorts of things. And it's a generational curse. And it's like the women who are perpetuating these generational curses refuse to see how they're damaging, how they're destroying the next generation of boys and girls. But this time we're focused on the girls. So without too much further ado, let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen really quickly so you can just hear this. It's really crazy, but here we go.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, "So are you going to have a husband?" And she said, "Nope." And I said, "Please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married." She said, "Because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support."
Jesus.
And then she said, "Why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs." And I said, "Well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?"
Jesus.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, "So are you going to have a husband?" And she said, "Nope." And I said, "Please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married." She said, "Because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support."
Jesus.
And then she said, "Why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs." And I said, "Well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?"
Jesus.
With 8th.
Let me go ahead and stop sharing that screen. You heard what she said. I'm not sure where that clip comes from, where that was extracted from, but I have had access to that clip for a long time now. And, it struck me when I saw it, and I thought this was a perfect time to really demonstrate what I've been talking about the last few days. This is what a 12 or 13-year-old, because that's how old you are in 8th grade. You're 12, 13, depending on how your birthday fell, you might even been 14. Young girl, 8th grade, about to graduate high school, about to become sexually active in the next few years if she isn't already. And this is what this girl has learned about family, about children, about relationships, about men. And she didn't learn this from a man. She didn't learn this from a bad traumatic experience with a cheating boyfriend. She didn't get this from, some crazy example of men, or, her father's no good, or this, that, and the third. She's getting this directly from her mother. This is where she's getting these warped ideas. She's starting her life before she is even possibly sexually active, dating, or anything like that. This girl is still in grade school. And she already has these backwards, destructive concepts in her head. So there's no way that you're going to be able to tell me that men did this, that this is some type of man's fault. This is the fault of these single Black mothers that do what they do in front of their kids and don't think that these young girls are picking up every single thing you do. Everything. She's watching every move, every ill-advised decision. Every time you got men in and out, she's watching you. You had her little brothers and sisters. It's different men. That's the father. None of the men are in the home. You don't really tell her nothing about her daddy. If you do, it's negative. So she got a negative perception of men. She got a negative perception of her father. You telling her that her daddy don't want her or don't like her or don't want to take care of her and whatever. And this is why she don't have what she needs to have. This is why she don't spend time. This is why her school clothes aren't being purchased when they need to be because her daddy didn't give you the child support and all of this sort of thing. This is what's being taught by the mother to these girls, not by the father, by his presence or his absence. These are the things that she has learned about provision. She learned that provision is child support being preferable to actually having a husband that is striving and thriving and taking care of her and the children that she bore for him. That the child support, that going to the course, she don't even know everything that entails getting child support, or she might know more than you think. Because her mama dragged her down to the courthouse and she a kid, so she listening. You know, as kids, we heard a lot more than our parents thought we heard. And we understood a lot more than they thought we understood as well. We were sponges and we were soaking up everything, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And all of these kids are the same in that respect. So that's what she's learning about provision. She's learning that child support is a preferable form of income that she needs to look forward to, that is something that is to be desired over and above an actual functioning, healthy marriage and relationship. What she's learning about problem solving is how to create problems for herself and her children. Getting 2 kids, possibly by 2 different men, because she's not concerned about having a relationship with these men. Okay. Nothing but problems for herself, putting herself in a situation of struggle, putting her children in a situation of struggle, putting her children, and I don't just mean struggle from a financial point of view. I mean, raising children in a fractured, unhealthy way because that's how she was raised. So she's mimicking what her mother is doing. She's mimicking that. I'm guaranteeing you that nobody's actually sitting down and telling her this is the exact way that you need to go, but she has surmised it. She's gleaned it from the dysfunction of her mother and possibly the dysfunction of her grandmother or aunts or other female family members that she's looking at that's got a similar situation going on as well. Or her peers' mothers. What does she learn about protection? That the state will protect and support her. She's not worried about, not even thinking about what men offer because she doesn't have an example of what men offer because there's no man in the house. She's not being raised by no man. She's being raised by a gynocratic, back-footed, dirty-footed hyena. That's who she's being raised by. Po thing. Whoever that little girl is the po thing. She done for. And what did she learn about procreation? She learned that it is devoid of love, that it is not an emotion, it's not emotional, it's not spiritual, it's only a transaction. She's only dealing in sex to get the kids that she wants. She's not trying to build no legacy. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when we start talking about we going back to the chart. This girl is being set up to be in the transactional phase, in the negative of her sexual market value before she can even do anything about her sexual market value. This little girl has been placed, and other little girls like her has been placed at a severe disadvantage and a detriment because her mother did not secure her father. Her mother do everything transactionally. Her mother do everything. Her sex acts are humiliating. She don't feel good about the bodies that she done accumulated. She don't even feel good about the kids that she done birthed out because they were not birthed out in the confines of a marriage and a healthy relationship. These were trap me babies and keep me babies and all these other type of reasons why these chicken heads had these kids for checks and child supports. And that's what she's teaching her daughter. Whether she's saying it verbally, she's teaching it to her by example. That's what she's doing. That children are a means to an end, and a means to the end of a transaction is what they are. Okay? So her mother didn't secure her father for her, so she's learning a very, very incomplete and warped version of the 4 P's from a place that is devoid of masculinity, because 4 P's can only truly come from a man and be taught by a man properly. Women cannot do this because 4 P's is a masculine energy. The best women can do is a pseudo masculine energy, and they screw that up. That's not done well either. So only a masculine man that understands his masculinity and his manhood can teach by example and through verbal teaching about his 4 P's. Okay? So she's not going to get any proper understanding of men. She's not going to get any proper understanding of sex. She's not going to get any proper understanding of love. She's not going to get any proper understanding of relationships either. She's going to go through her whole life creating and compounding trauma after trauma, bad relationship after bad relationship, failure after failure, bitterness after bitterness, having kids for men that she don't vet because she don't intend to be in a relationship, but what's inside of her is going to yearn for that relationship, and she's going to be ill-equipped to handle it at all. She is not going to be able to handle it. All of her sexual encounters are going to be transactional. They're going to be devoid of love and all of those wonderful things, all of those positive things, going to be devoid of it. More than likely, most of her sexual encounters are going to be of the humiliating nature. Trains ran, groups, you know what I'm saying? This and that, being turned out, all that kind of stuff. And then thinking that she could handle it. And then after the deed is done, realizing that she wasn't ready for that type of thing. And then now it's emptied her, and her self-esteem and her self-worth and her self-value is in the toilet now because of how she feel about herself, because she allowed herself to be treated in such a humiliating, degrading way by men that don't love her and men that probably don't like her and wouldn't spit on her if she was on fire to put her out. Okay? Just doing it for the bag, doing it because she want to be turned out, doing it because whatever the situation might be. And possibly she's going to be ending up in these sorts of, criminal types of sexual endeavors. What if she gets assaulted? What if she gets raped, put in situations, or she puts herself in situations that are unsafe? Okay? This is what this girl is headed towards because of the mindset of these gynocrats that raise them. Black women's mindset really has doomed several generations of boys and girls, and it turns them into empty men and women who search most of their life for fulfillment, search for a purpose, and they searching for the tools to live it in a value-based and fulfilling way. These women put their kids so far behind the 8 ball that they spend so much of a significant portion of their adulthood trying to correct behavior that never should have been given or taught to them in the first place, not realizing that it's wrong, being put out there, just sent out there into the world to the wolves to be eaten. And then only after she 30-something, 40-something, and she tired of it and the world done ate her up and chewed her up and spit her out, now she want to think about, okay, well, This has not been working for me. I've had all of these traumas. I've been naive. I have been just ignorant of a lot of things, having to learn stuff on my own. I'm learning the wrong things. I'm doing the wrong things. All my decisions is messed up. I've created problem after problem after problem for myself, for the kids that I done had. All I've done is make a mess of my life. Okay? This little girl is being set up with a generational curse before she even have the opportunity or any idea how to save herself or to stop it from happening. And these women refuse to see and understand the type of destruction that they visited on these kids. They set the girl up when she young, set her up for failure, just set her up for failure. Teach her you want 2 kids with no husband. Teaching her stuff like, well, what if he got problems? Why are you opening your legs for him having kids? Because that's what her mama did. And then that's what her mama say. So this is where they get the idea that it's okay to have children by men that are subpar, that you would never actually have a relationship with. To have children by men that's just a good time in bed, but when you start talking about a relationship, he don't measure up and he don't have the qualifications. But these are the men that you lay up with. These are the men you want to have kids with. And then later on in life, when you get a little bit of sense in your head, then you want the other guys. Now all of a sudden you want the guy that's qualified for marriage, but you not qualified for marriage because since grade school or high school, you as a woman have been operating in transactions, humiliation, and criminal forms, and aspects of your sexual market value. You're not worthy. You're not fit for it. Not even worthy. You're not fit. You're not fit emotionally. You're not fit physically for it. You're not fit mentally for it. You're not fit spiritually for it. And then when the girls get a little bit older and become young women, young adults, and ask the older women for guidance, you don't want to give them that either. You still lead them astray. So you lead them astray when they too little to do anything about it. And when they get older and kind of see, wait a minute, things ain't quite making sense, I'm looking to the older generation of women to help me out. Y'all send them to the dogs even more, even harder, because you transfer your bitterness on to them. She got a disdain for men before she has had any real interaction with them. Got that from her mama. And this is why lionesses are so important. This is why we're the ones that have to stand up and be a guiding light to the younger generation of women, because all these hyenas, they are dead end. They are dead end. A dead end of misery and post-war destruction. That's what they are. So lioness has to be the guiding light to tell a young lady what's really going on and how to really save herself from all of these different pitfalls that's really actually easy to avoid. Anyway, I wanted to bring that to your attention. I also want to bring to everybody's attention the petition that we still have going on against Black Lives Matter Global Networking Foundation for their theft and misappropriation of more than $100 million of donated funds that was supposed to go back to the Black community, but did not. It went everywhere else, including their pockets and buying homes that nobody needed, okay, in the whitest areas of the United States that they could find. So if you want to be part of holding Black Lives Matter accountable, and I know that you do, go ahead and click the link to the petition, which is in the description box. Please sign it, share it, and contribute to it as well. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.